fellas, welcome to the garage. So I'm right in the middle of the engine swap on this beautiful Escort Express panel van we got here. So I thought it would be a good idea to compare the two engines we got here. I've just done the timing belt on this one. This is the stronger one we'll be using. This one's supposed to be making 90 horsepower, and this one is the original one, which is supposed to be making 70 horsepower. So now let's observe the two engines and see all the differences between them. They of course are both Endura DE engines, as this rocker cover suggests. And also those two are both transversely mounted engines. We see that, of course, first of all, by gearboxes installed. So these two engines configurations are for front-wheel drive cars. These engines also came in cars like P100 or Sierra as well. And of course, on that cars, these engines come longitudinally mounted, because that cars are rear-wheel drive. But anyways, what I'm getting at here is that these intake manifolds are different, as well as the turbine placement. If you imagine this engine being in a Sierra, for example, here we got the bulkhead already. And yes, of course, this turbo can be placed right here, but rather a bit to the front. And of course, the inlet manifold has to match that. So the rear-wheel drive engines surely are a story for itself, but here we can compare at least these two regarding the engine power level difference. The first obvious difference is the turbo placement. As you can see, this one comes fitted like so, kind of perpendicular, pointing straight down, while this one is kind of more tilted and is hanging over the gearbox, you see? Also, this turbo is a little bit bigger, at least with the size of this pipe here. As you can see, this one is bigger than this one. We can take a rough measurement here. So if we take an outer side, this one is 50 millimeters and this one is, yeah, almost 60 millimeters. So I'd say the turbos have different internals as well. The next difference regarding the induction system is that this one, as you can see, is not intercooled. The air goes straight into the turbine and then proceeds straight into the engine. See, there's nothing in between. While this one originally comes equipped with an intercooler, which I have right here. This is the original intercooler and just comes mounted like so, just on top of the engine. So of course, if the air entering the engine is colder, it's also more dense. So that surely stands for better performance. Next thing, another very important feature regarding the engine performance is the fuel pump. Looking at these two, I noticed that this fuel pump actually has got a boost reference here. You see, it comes right off of the cold side of the turbine housing and goes directly to this membrane here on the pump. I've done a little bit of research and I found that this membrane here actually acts like a fuel adder while on boost. While this engine, being still originally turbocharged, hasn't got any membrane on this place here, you see? The housing is different. It hasn't even got any, like a threaded hole or something, so you could add the membrane thing. So the fuel pumps surely are different on these two. Also, while we're at it, we can check out the gearboxes. They surely look exactly the same. Also, all the mounts are the same, as well as the gear linkage right here. And also these part or assembly numbers are the same. So safe to say, these gearboxes are exactly the same. So that's gonna be it for this short little video. So all in all, I don't think the blocks of these engines are any different. I'm not gonna make any claims here, because the internals might very well be different, the pistons, rods or something. Unfortunately or fortunately, we're not going to be tearing these apart. The thing I'm very interested about is how much boost will this engine actually make in the stock form or stock settings compared to this one. I have measured this one while it was on car, and the full pressure it reached was 0.7 bar. What I am assuming here is that this engine is simply made for low boost. That's why it doesn't even need that boost membrane regulator. On the other hand, this one might be built for higher boost. Again, we'll see about the stock levels, but I do think only the fuel pumps are different. We'll have to do some more research on that. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this time. Now I have to pull the gearboxes off to see in what state the clutches are in, to use the best one, or you know, maybe I'll have to buy a new one. But anyways, we'll be carrying on with the engine swap, and I'll report back to you later about the boost and the horsepower increase. If you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe for more of this kind of stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Be good!